Poor guy. Man. Jonah Hill can do it all.
He really can. He's grown into
You're right.
his
You would
roles.
only get fucking
I would get Kevin James, though. You already said we can't afford this.
I feel like Shia LaBeouf might be able to portray
Shia
me.
LaBeouf can do everything, man.
He can.
No, but
He's
you would
the
need
man.
somebody to be able to do everything.
He's went down some deep, dark shit, too. So
And he's came out of it.
Yeah.
So, same question for you, Paul. If there was a movie coming out about your life that you had to oversee, and you really wanted an actor to portray your role in that movie, who would it be?
Russell Crowe, man.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Was that you?
No. I'm still on. Fucking. Actually, Joaquin Phoenix. I'll take Joaquin Phoenix.
That's a good one.
Russell
He could
Crowe
do
all
my
the way.
shit. I got a scar here, and that kind of works, I guess. I don't know.
Either him or Christian Bale. I'd go Christian Bale. One of the two.
Man, we're all out of.
I would love to
out
see.
of budget.
Yeah.
Out of budget. All of us. Lackluster lives. All right. Let's
You ready to
fucking
do this?
Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Talk Junkies. It's been a little over a week and a couple of days since we've actually uploaded a video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the last podcast that we had with John Kleizak.
Man, that feels like a year ago.
It does, man.
It feels so long
It's
ago.
weird missing a week. Like missing 1 week, and I'm
Yeah.
like, man, it's been forever.
And it does feel that way. But it's a good mental reset. Got to have that with everything that's going on, and even if shit wasn't going on, it's really good just to have it, man. Our minds are flowing, and for me, anyways. But again, last podcast, check it out. John Kleizak, School World Order, man. Got the book in, ordered it. Amazon said it was going to take a couple weeks. It literally only took like 4 or 5 days. He was on the podcast, the last podcast that we had a week and 4 or 5 days ago. Check it out. It's a great podcast. Got a lot of good information in here.
Interesting
he
dude,
is
super smart dude.
So fucking intelligent and so laid back too, man. Just so laid back. Like you could literally go to a bar and have a beer with the guy and just enjoy really intellectual conversation with the guy. It was not what I was expecting. I will say that. Like he threw me off.
That's not what I expect when I go to a bar.
Yeah, no. The John was amazing. So
He
really
was.
enjoyed that podcast.
And there was a lot of good information. So again, go back to that video, check it out. If this is your first time joining Talk Junkies, really, really good podcast. A lot of great information with the future of education and really just the future of humanity and the route that we're going. So check it out.
Yeah, definitely look at the past ones because this one, it's just us three. So
And it's going to be great.
Yeah,
Yes.
man, you're right. I need to be confident.
We got a lot
This
of.
is going to be fucking amazing, this one.
One thing you guys can do before we even get into this video, because I'm sure you've liked the past or previous minute and a half or 2 minutes that we've been on the air for, is hit that like button, man, because I know you liked the past 2 minutes. Hit the like button.
You should hit the like button just because Paul said on the air like it's 1984.
Yeah, exactly. Hit the like button. Because, again, that helps the algorithms, whatever. That's what people say. I'm just going with what people say. Because
That's math, right?
yeah.
Okay.
People hit the like button.
Helps
and
the math.
maybe we'll get suggested because we've been at it for 2.5 years, man. We need to, we need more people listening to Talk Junkies, baby.
Not of our own ego, just because we think we have cool shit to say.
Shout out to the Wolf person again, though. I can never remember your whole name, man. But Wolf something.
I got you.
Commenting
John.
all the time.
I got you, man.
Talking to us. Good input. Good conversation.
Shit, are we doing shout-outs right now?
I mean, I was just, throwing one out there.
Oh, Rachel from Adrian. I've already shouted you out once. I'm going to shout you out again. I'm pretty sure my girlfriend's like smoking weed with you right now.
Wolf Flow.
So-
Wolf Flow.
Wolf Flow. There we
Man.
go.
Shout out to Rachel again.
Or man or woman, whichever one, Wolf. We don't know what you are, but thanks, man. Thank you for all the great comments because you're on each and every one. You listen to the podcast, and you have a lot of great insight as well.
I assumed you were a guy because you don't have little hearts over your eyes whenever you type, and also because it's the internet.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, we're going to get into it. But buy this book, and then buy Mike Anderson's books as well.
All of it, all of his books.
Yeah. Buy all these
Dale
books.
Carnegie doesn't need any more sales because this motherfucker's dead.
Yeah,
so he doesn't need any more sales.
No
you don't
more.
have to buy this book. This is still a good book, though.
No more. But buy these books.
Yeah, buy the other three.
I'm curious, you guys. So the mayor in Los Angeles is in my opinion, off the wagon. There's been reports coming out that there's a few things. They're going to have headhunters, basically. If police won't enforce the rules that the mayor wants them to enforce with people social distancing, wearing masks, he's going to hire, basically, people outside of the police.
Like privatized, like a PMC, basically.
Yeah, to do that for the community. But not only is he not, he's taken it a step further, and now he is saying that if you have a mass gathering at your house, and I don't know the details of the amount of people, maybe 10 or more, he will shut your power off and shut your water off.
Man, I didn't want to get into anything. I love the whole let's just talk about news stories and let's go.
We'll go quick on this.
Man,
one.
I did not want to get into anything coronavirus related. I'm so over it.
And I'm not even trying to talk about coronavirus, man. But that has to be talked about. That has to be.
No, that's pretty insane. And obviously, the whole fact you mentioned the fact that police aren't enforcing it in the first place, which kind of says something that maybe they don't agree with it.
Maybe not all police, but I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts are. I think that's a little authoritarian to do something like that.
Course.
Yeah, we've been living in an authoritarian government for years, though.
Yeah, but for a mayor to impose that on one of the largest counties in America with an insane amount of population within that area, to say, hey, I'm going to cut your water off if you have your whole family over for a birthday party.
No, that's pretty crazy. I don't see the logistics there, like how you could know and do that. Like if you have a whole, like let's say they applied that here in the town where we live, Paul, and then all of a sudden it's your birthday and you have 15 of us over. Man, we hang out for 3 hours, drink, do whatever, blah, 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 and then we leave. Like, how the fuck is your water and shit going to get shut off in that amount of time? Like, that doesn't even make any sense logistically. Not to mention, this is a small town.
Because
you're talking about fucking L.A.
You have snitches, man, everywhere.
That doesn't...
Hella snitches that are just going to be like...
Dude, this is another one of those... Okay, this is a fucked up situation if this is all true, but this isn't... For me, it's another one of those, I will believe it when I see it happen.
This is legit, man. But yeah,
no, it's legit when it happens.
Yeah, I would like to see it.
As soon as someone's power and water gets shut off because they have 10 people at their house, then I'll be like, hey, like, take to the streets. We need to stop this shit. That's fucked up. But until that moment happens, it's nothing but words.
Right.
Just like presidential promises and everything else.
Very true. Hopefully he doesn't stick to his guns and actually do that shit, man. And could you imagine being the person who's actually shutting off the water or the electricity for someone holding the gathering like that?
Well, hold up. That's another thing. That's another problem you come to is you already said that the police are refusing to police or enforce some of these things. Then, I mean, if the water guy's not going to do it either, like, people... What am I trying to say?
The deputy would have their police officers back or the head of police chief, but like the head of the water company or the electricity company, they'd be like, no, you do it or you lose your job. PB.
But once again, if he does it...
But these are people paying bills. Like, they're paying their bills.
Correct.
But they're going to get their shit shut
because
off
they have a
anyway.
mass gathering at their house, yes. Due to COVID.
I feel like this is something that people would lose their job over, though, and be okay with. Because, like, let's say I worked for the water company and I refuse to do that, and they're like, oh, you're going to lose your job if you don't. And I'm like, yeah, but if I have people over to my house, 10 people over to my house next week, you guys are going to shut me off. No, fuck that. I'm not going to do it.
I wouldn't do it either. I couldn't.
That's my point, is that eventually, like, the governor can say these things.
It was the mayor.
The mayor, sorry. The mayor can say these things. He can have all these words, but you have to have people to enforce that. And if you're going against those same people by saying the words you're saying, it's not going to happen.
I don't even understand why he would have the gall to even be able to do something like that, because you're fucking with people's money at that point and you're causing so much tension where tension doesn't need to be happening.
I don't see this actually happening.
Well, one thing that I can tell you, I don't know if this directly applies, but you cannot have prohibition in any sense. The second you tell people, hey, you can't do this, immediately us as human beings, we're like, I kind of want to fucking do this all of a sudden. Like, why the fuck you tell me I can't fucking do this? So people are weird. We don't like to conform. We like to, have our own little fucking thing that goes on. I don't ever see that working. In the same reason why whenever you argue someone about something, you end up just strengthening their belief in their own argument.
Mm-hmm.
And especially you give them a political reason, like a mayor coming in and saying some shit to where you're like, oh, let's fucking, no, super fuck this. It gives almost more meaning and more fire to your purpose to do the opposite, to challenge it.
I mean, you
Man,
basically
human
said it
beings
when
are
you
fucking weird,
when you
man.
said prohibition doesn't work. That's the perfect example right there. I mean, like prohibition just does not work.
Doesn't
So,
work.
according to the Daily Beast, Garcetti, who's the mayor, said starting on Friday night, if LAPD responds and verifies that a large gathering is occurring at a property, and we see those properties offending time and time again, they'll provide notice and initiate the process to request that the DWP shut off service within the next 48 hours.
Okay, so there's the
Doesn't
part.
work.
There's the
That
part
doesn't
where
work.
Yeah, well, that and there's also this is a scare tactic, nothing more. Because he literally says, and seeing these people do this time and time again, blah blah blah. It's just like the mayor of Kansas City, Quentin Lucas, saying like, except he was way more chill about it. But he was like, hey, we're gonna have to fine you guys if you keep doing this, but like we're gonna give them multiple warnings, kind of thing. And then people like, I don't really know if anybody ever got fined for doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, but could you imagine being like 18 or 19 years old? Remember back in the days when we lived where we lived, and just they roll up, you know, and we're like, yeah, we'll shut it down. 2 days later, they roll up again. Yeah, no, you know what? We'll shut it down this time. We really will. 2 days later, they show up again. Then they hit up the mayor of the city we live in. Then we get a notice saying your power and water is going to be shut off.
It's a scare tactic. I think it's a scare tactic and nothing more.
The idea of controlling groups of people is absurd. We as an over like amount of people will just do what we fucking do. There's no controlling us. Like, we're fucking humans. That's how we fucking develop. We learn, develop. The one thing we don't want to fucking hear is, oh, we can't fucking do this. Now, what you can do, as opposed to putting in fines, all this shit, and creating tension, is there's a different way to go about it, to where you educate people and go, hey, we're not going to fine you or anything, but really, please, for the betterment of society, this is why we're doing things. If you could just really try not to do this. And if they don't believe in it, you have to let humanity do what humanity does. We've always been around. You know, the humanity hasn't fucking died off. You have to let us do what we fucking do, right?
True.
You can't come in with some organized idea that this is the betterment for fucking everyone and then implement it. It doesn't fucking work. It doesn't work. You have to come in with a kind heart and just be like, hey, we're not going to fuck with you. We're not going to turn your water off, but just, you know, just hear us out. This is scientifically what is best for the local community. Can you just try to, you know, impede these things with us? And then I guarantee you'd have a better response.
Right.
You can't come in, dictator, this is what has to be. Because human beings, dude, especially males.
Negative reinforcement doesn't work that way.
No, dude, males, you tell us not to fucking do something. We would never even thought of doing it, and then you tell us not to do it, and we're immediately like, fuck, man, I kind of want to fucking do
Jesse,
this.
don't punch that wall. You're like, I wasn't thinking about
man.
punching the
I've
wall,
never-
but man, it looks real
Fuck,
punchable right about now.
Why did you shine so much light on this to where now I'm like, dude, something really fucking cool could be back behind that wall.
Well, it makes you think
Like-
that with what you just said, they probably already know the fact that that's how we are, so they're going to put this out there, and this people are going to do it even more.
This
Well,
sounds
to
like
have
a-
an
this sounds like a
uprising,
fear
and then
tactic.
they, you know.
There's already been an uprising, you know. There's already been protests and all that shit. But yeah,
Fear tactics are for fucking pussy politicians, is all it is.
I agree. Well
That
said.
is for
Well
pussy
said.
ass fucking politicians. You put in fucking any kind of
It's
fucking
what they
fear tactic.
all do, though.
Because you can come in reasonably. You can get the same thing done. I say this all the time to people. There's a way that you go about doing things, and you can actually have the same fucking result that you want, but actually it being done is respecting people and just coming in and just asking and realizing that you're not a place of fucking true fucking authority. You know what I mean? Like, just ask politely. Be like, hey, if you do it, you do it. But please, this is for the betterment. And you change the perspective on how you want things to be done.
So-
you can't come in fucking hard dick.
So we'll go
You
from
cannot come in fucking hard dick saying I'm going to start limiting you
So check this
on
out.
some shit.
Check this out. So we'll go from the West Coast to the East Coast, and we'll move over to New York. And what's going on in New York right now is just as crazy. I mean, it's probably a little bit, maybe even more insane because
You talked to me about this earlier.
Yeah,
and this is actually pretty insane.
yeah, the mass exodus that's happened in New York within the past few months is absolutely, it's crazy. The amount of numbers, and I don't know the true numbers of the amount of wealthy people who have left the city of New York, but it's a substantial amount of people, especially in Manhattan. So you have the governor coming out, Andrew Cuomo or whatever his name is, and he specifically said, hey, don't leave. Like, don't leave. Like, if you come back, I'll buy you a drink, is what he said in the news article. He's like, come back. We need your tax money, basically. Then you have the mayor of New York come out and say, we don't want you back. You're a fair weather fan. Like, you left, we don't want you back. So anyways, why I'm saying this, Jesse, is there's been 139 unidentified luxury hotels, this is confirmed, that have allowed 13,000 homeless people into those hotels. 139. So hold on.
Good.
Hold on. Now, it cost the city $2 million, a little over $2 million a day to house these people. It's $175 per each homeless person.
Pennies.
What do you think the end result is?
Let him finish, though, because I would agree with you, Jesse, until I hear what it actually leads to, which makes sense.
So now you have people within Manhattan, and they're probably nicer places or that are close to, because these are luxury hotels, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 star hotels, probably a mix of the three. And you have reports of, and there are pictures. I'll find some pictures. I'll put it in the video because I'm the one who's editing this week, of what's happening and actually going on, of people urinating outside these hotels, just hanging out in the streets, urinating, just massive amounts of clothes, garbage, trash. New York it's literally turning into Gotham, and reports of people masturbating outside in front of families' houses, apartments and all that shit. That's what's happening in New York right now. You think housing 13,000 homeless people due to COVID is the answer and the fix to the homeless issue?
You're not looking at the underlying issue, is that we have not taken care of these people enough who needed fucking help, and we've let them go. We've literally ostracized them from our society and goes...
Do they want help?
Yeah, there's plenty of them who want help.
Sure.
Whenever you start getting into like groups of people and trying to define them, that's impossible because there is good and bad in all things. But whenever it comes down to it, we are here together doing this, and you have to help those people. And what you're really seeing is our lack of attentiveness to helping these people who fucking needed help in the first place. It's the shit we're having to deal now. If you could only scroll back 20 years and be like, oh man, if we only really help the homeless, help the addicts, help the people who really fucking needed help. Now you're seeing this clusterfuck of shit happening. I mean, you can't not have that happen. In some sense.
Okay, so I agree with you 100% that we should, but for the purpose of conversation and what Paul's talking about, I'm not going to scroll back because we can't. There's no time machine. We can't do that in real life. We can't go back and fix problems that already happened 20 years ago. So dealing with the issue we have now, what Paul is talking about in this story is actually pretty insane. The fact that you have the wealthier group in New York moving out in large masses. There's no tax money coming in. There's no economical growth or anything like that happening. So New York is turning into like a slum.
So
Dude,
just
this happens all the time.
Hold on.
Wait.
Let me go real fast.
Dude,
so
I will talk about this so fucking much because
the mayor
this repeats itself.
But the mayor, whatever he is, I forget his name. He is into real estate, commercial real estate. He owns real estate. So now what they're saying is the city government is saying that they're going to buy these hotels so that they can turn them into low-income housing, is what their plan is to do. So he's going to buy them on the real cheap, and then whenever New York pops back up again, he's going to sell and make money.
That always happens. The rich get richer because of the momentum that they have financially. Now, I will say this. This is not the first time in fucking history where this has happened, man.
No, a billion times.
Jesus Christ. I think
it's
about the most recent...
It's a big deal because it's New York, Jesse.
Yeah.
That's the point I was getting at.
But
tourism's gone.
We see New York as the Big Apple. Like, we see it as this big thing in America. You know, Statue of Liberty, all that. That's why it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously we've seen this a billion fucking times. It's a story because it's New York.
Right.
So if you've seen the story a billion times, why don't you get to the root fucking problem of this? Is we do not take care of each other enough.
Yeah, obviously.
That's the question. Like my parents, they grew up in East St. Louis. They literally called it the white flight. The white flight. You had all these factory workers come in from the South whenever factories got shut down and went to St. Louis. And just, it was all of a sudden became like East St. Louis, and St. Louis was this beautiful fucking city. And then all of a sudden, all this crime fucking started happening. Property values started dropping. And then all the rich fucking moved out of East St. Louis. Well, you're literally seeing the same fucking thing happen. The issue is you're not realizing, I say this all the fucking time, that we're fucking interconnected. If you just help out these fucking people, give them opportunity, give them a decent fucking education, then things wouldn't fucking be so bad.
For sure.
You will get this over and over again in fucking history. It's so frustrating. We have so much historical evidence of this fucking happening. You talk about property values, like you can even talk about like super West Coast, like East LA fucking bullshit, the crack epidemic that came in and just ruined housing, and all the rich, predominantly white people fucking moved somewhere, and then this fucking area with the trash. It's happening there again. Dude, if it's happening, you need to start realizing there's got to be something better than just having this.
I think we all agree with you, man. Like,
but
so what's the issue here?
For the local government to allow the homelessness to get like this, but then they're going to give in and then allow them to go into luxury hotels, sleep in those hotels, as opposed to fixing the problem. Legitimately, they're sweeping it underneath the rug as opposed to actually fixing the core issue of what homelessness is. And none of us know, and none of us have volunteered for homeless people, so we probably couldn't even give you a good perspective of what that is. But you see what I'm saying? They're just sweeping it under the rug as opposed to fixing the issue. And I'm with you, man. We need to fix the issue, 100%.
So talking about that, as far as the majority of our listeners work with or listen from Kansas City, I actually know City Union Mission fairly well. I actually did this back when I was in Royal Rangers. And City Union Mission is a really good homeless, helping people out, getting their people on their feet. So I just want to shout that group out really quick. City Union Mission is really good. My dad did a lot of work in that. I can't say that I did. He kind of forced me back when I was in my early teens to help him out with his like fish fries and everything that he did. They'd bring in a bus of homeless people and you'd feed them and then you'd feed them with food and propaganda at the same time with the religious thing. But not to go too much into that, but there are good things that are trying to help out with that. They're just not like funded well enough. And if you fund it well enough, and this whole idea that you don't need so much and you just help these people out, it ends up, not to go back into the fucking karma thing, but you help these people out, you wouldn't have these fucking issues. You give them opportunity. There are brilliant minds fucking wasted away because they had no opportunity. And this is supposed to be the land of it. But there's plenty of people that don't ever fucking get it.
I think there's a lot of people that don't even want to get it, too. I mean, I'm not saying that's the whole majority of the homeless issue, but I think that's part of it. Is some people
of course, but you're talking about the wrong mentality within the whole thing. Everybody deserves opportunity, right? This is supposed to be the land of it. Like,
there's also a solution for the... I shouldn't say a solution. I should say a partial fix, whatever, for the homeless thing. That we've actually had a podcast about homelessness before.
Yep.
And I remember that I wasn't prepared for it at all. And I looked up some stuff like a week later after we had already done the podcast. So I'm glad we're talking a bit about it again now. And I'll have to look up the link so that you can put it in the description or whatever. But it's actually like proven stats, and you can put that in the description so that people know. They tested out a thing. It was in Utah where... Crazy fucking thing. You want to end homelessness and help these people? Give them fucking homes. That sounds insane, right? But if you give them homes, you end homelessness. And yes, obviously there's some that still throw it away kind of thing. Wreck it, blah, blah, blah. But the majority, and once again, there's stats proving this, and I will find it so that Paul can put it in the description. They literally, in Utah, did a test thing of this for like 3 years where they literally gave homeless people homes. They built them brand new houses, like small houses, like apartment, duplex style things. And they were able to get back on their feet, able to go to work, shower, all that kind of stuff, and actually like for lack of a better word, contribute or get back into society kind of thing because they had a home and they had confidence restored and all this other stuff. And it costed less than all the stuff that they had done before, just like homeless shelters and stuff like that. It literally costed less money than doing all those other things. Was just giving them a home. And that was it. Not giving them food, not giving them other things, not giving them a homeless shelter where they can come and...
In the reports of just like them urinating outside and then pleasuring themselves and shit like that could be one or two reports, right? It's not everyone.
Yeah, that's the media being the fucking media.
Right. So I mean, I get it. I mean, giving them homes. I mean, if that is a legitimate actual
and I'll
article,
send you.
like,
I'll find the thing and
yeah.
I'll send it to you where they've
When
proven that fucking worked. Like they were literally like, hey, these people need help, but instead of giving them food and giving them a kick out the door and saying, hey, we fed you, we did our good deed, blah blah blah, like they actually gave them a home, gave them the confidence and the ability to like take control of their life, and then eventually like they pay it back, they pay for it themselves. They gave them basically this house for like a year, and after a year they start paying for it themselves because they're able to take a shower on the regular, go get a job, do all this, and have a place to come home and sleep at night and to keep their kids and everything. Like it made a huge difference.
Right.
But we're like, no, homeless shelters, that's the solution.
Right.
No, fish fries, no offense, Jesse, because I'm sure it did a lot of good. But
I agree.
No, I don't. Oh, man.
I don't mean that in a negative way towards that. I'm just saying there are better options out there.
I talked about that as being propaganda because they're... oh, man, I don't want to get too deep into that.
Another example. This has nothing to do with homelessness, but we did the same thing. I helped my mom several years in a row with this, like a handicapped deer hunt kind of thing. And at the end of it all, I realized that the reason we were doing it wasn't to actually help these people. It was to make ourselves feel better and act like we were doing something good. Like I came to hate it at the end of it. I enjoyed doing the actual thing, but I came to hate what it stood for, which was pretending to like help people when it really wasn't.
I feel that.
It wasn't actually helping any kind of issue. It was just like, hey, we're going to do this thing where we spend money and we feed you and we do all this stuff and help you out because that makes us feel good. Like that doesn't fucking work.
No, I think what works is what's hardcore results and things that you can look at that are tangible and see that it works. And if they're giving homeless people like 129 hotels and you give majority of these people a place to stay in New York, and you see that it's actually beneficial because these people actually have somewhere to shower, they can go back to work. I mean, granted, New York is one of the hardest hitting places of COVID, and how many jobs are actually available for them to go out and
The COVID thing
see.
really throws a wrench into this.
It does.
It really
but
does.
still, to give them somewhere to take a shower and feel like it's their home, I think that plays a huge part. We'll see in a year from now, because again, if the city actually buys these hotels and they make low-income housing, and the people that are in those houses, the 13,000 homeless people, those are the people that are living there, you'll see the end result within its own study. So we will see the end result of that.
Housing is first. These people need mental,
for sure,
mental help, which
we
is
all need
not
mental help.
Not always.
accessible.
Not always.
It comes so much farther than that, and us as a society has done such a poor job of caring for people who, we literally don't give a shit. We don't give a shit. It's capitalism has created this so much self-centric idea of what can I make out of myself, when you don't even realize it takes everyone else to even be able to create something. Like you want to have $1 billion company, you think you can do that on your own? Impossible. Literally impossible. It takes other fucking people to do it. Everybody's fucking interconnected. I can't get around this fact, and we don't see it enough. It's very frustrating to me. But
speaking of possibly $1 billion company, what are your thoughts on TikTok getting banned in the next 45 days?
Why the fuck would TikTok be banned?
Well, Trump has signed an executive order to...
Too many people talking shit about Trump on TikTok?
No, that's not the case.
Probably, but no.
No.
Why the fuck does he even know? Dude, he is the leader of this nation. Why does he even know what the fuck TikTok is?
Hold up. Paul's getting to a valid point here.
Yeah.
Paul's getting to a valid point.
Well, because one, it's owned by someone from China, and so basically the reasoning behind TikTok being banned in the next 45 days is because of national security. The amount of data the conversation we talked about earlier, the amount of data that Google can collect on us, and Google's it's United
CIA.
Yeah,
CIA.
it's owned by the United States, which is fine.
It's owned by
everybody
Alphabet.
already
It's
says
owned by Alphabet, which is owned by
no,
the
it's
CIA.
not owned by the CIA. It is not owned by the CIA.
They're very interconnected.
But it's U.S. owned, right? It's
it is a privatized company just like everything else.
right, but they're from the United States. Who owns it would be my guess.
I mean, yeah, it's technically a U.S. home company,
Right.
But they're international.
Sure, but with TikTok, its founder is from China, and the reason that Trump is banning it in 45 days, unless someone comes in and buys it, and Microsoft's already. Maybe there's a stock ticker for you. Maybe buying stock into Microsoft because they are looking into buying it. Who knows who's going to buy it? But anyways, is the fact that the Chinese people are the person that owns TikTok can collect information from 100 million Americans, just like they collect information from us now, from
But
like Google and shit like that.
Like dancing fucking videos.
Just Jesse,
No, it's more like GPS location. All
everything,
kinds of,
man.
Okay.
Like what I was talking
Everything.
about earlier. There's all kinds of hidden shit that they can.
They can collect that information at an alarming rate, and
But
China is good at that shit.
Once
man.
again, I agree with you, Paul, but I'm gonna go back real quick to something that I've said multiple times in previous podcasts. Stop agreeing and signing up for the shit. Then
Right.
Stop blaming someone else. Like China can collect our information because there's 5 million people on TikTok. You know what you do? You don't sign up for fucking TikTok in the first place,
Yeah.
or Facebook, or fucking MySpace back when that was a
Right.
fucking thing. Whatever it is.
But I mean, should like a Chinese owned company that creates an app like that even be? I'm okay with the app existing, but they should not be able to collect data. And I don't know if you could even
Why can't
change
they?
that.
YouTube collects data on us. Google collects data.
We've had this conversation so much in this podcast. How much leeway do we give to fucking companies?
Okay, so
I've talked about
but hold
this.
on,
They
hold
have
on.
too much leeway.
No, and I agree with
because
both.
they've become the fucking powerhouse.
I agree with both of you. No,
it's
no,
not politicians anymore.
no,
It's companies.
no company should be able to collect information on people like that. But in TikTok,
I mean, if you agree to it.
True, but in the case of TikTok, it is a company that's owned by someone who lives in China, and they could work with the Chinese government and give all this information to the Chinese government.
And if you have TikTok, you agreed to that, by the way.
But the president of the United States can say, "Hey, I'm not going to allow that." And I
No,
don't see
get that. I get
anything. I don't see anything wrong with that in any way, shape, or form. He's not saying the app can't exist anymore. He's saying, hey, if you want this app to exist as the co-founder and CEO of TikTok, you're going to fucking
I
sell
get
it to
that, 'cause
someone
now
who's
you're talking.
U.S.
Now you're
based.
talking to like foreign policy and all that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is in general for the population to like realize that.
Sure.
Man, every time you sign up for these sites, and I'm being hypocritical because I have YouTube and I have Google. I don't have Facebook or any of that, but I have YouTube and Google. Like, you're giving away your information. We talked about this on the porch earlier before we started the podcast. There is nothing free in this world. Your email isn't actually free. You got a Gmail, it's not fucking free. They literally track everything you do. You can look it up, just literally Google it real quick. When they send you an email, when Facebook sends you an email and you click on that fucking email, they know what device you accessed that email from, what time you accessed it from, and where you were when you accessed it, and how long you looked at that email before clicking off of it. That's all in there, and they have access to that on everything. And this isn't just Facebook. This is tons of companies. And you agree to this stuff. We're the ones at fault for signing up and saying, yeah, no, this sounds like a good idea. This sounds fine. I'll give this away for free. Yeah, and why not? Fuck it.
Well,
It's
I mean,
free,
they
right?
don't-
I can get on Facebook.
They don't advertise it like that. And
No, but that's... Man,
if you were to look in the finer print, then yeah, I guess you would really see it. But who's going to read, what is it, 50 to
so
100
once again,
pages?
so you're blaming our stupidity then.
For sure, yeah. For sure. I mean, if you're going to be using an app like that, I think they should just make it basic and say, hey, these are the things we're going to do. Do you agree with it or you don't?
Obviously, I agree. It shouldn't be so... I can't think of the word. Like, it shouldn't be so malaligned. It shouldn't be so evil in the first place. Obviously, these companies shouldn't be that evil. But some of the credit or some of the fault has to come back to us as society, as people,
and
be
does.
like,
it does, man. And we went over it in previous podcasts and how it is our fault that it's gotten to this. But I'm just specifically curious on, do you think that Trump is in line with doing this?
no, when
ban?
it's dealing with foreign policy, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
When you're specifically dealing with foreign policy,
And we're not the first
sure.
country to do it. India actually did it as well. And in the United States, 100 million users. I'm not entirely sure how many users it was in India. You had a few suicides because people had these massive accounts with millions
And then it
of
gets
followers.
closed down.
Yeah, and then it gets closed down, and then you're like, fuck,
man, I hate the fact that we're in that. And I say this while we're using YouTube, and while I've been thinking about restarting a Twitch channel for playing video games and all this stuff. I say this out loud, but we need to stop relying so much on our internet fame to like have this sense of self-worth. Like the amount of fucking dopamine you get from fucking likes on Facebook and stuff is ridiculous. Like, we have to stop relying on this, or else we're going to turn into fucking zombies.
It's very true. It's very true. I don't know if you guys have heard any more news stories, but I'm right along with you, Johnny. I think that Trump is for national security and international.
As long as
blah,
it's
blah,
foreign
blah.
policy, it makes sense. Now, if he was like, "Oh, I'm going to shut down Google because Google steals your information," I'd be like, "You don't have a right to fucking do that."
Right.
Like,
and he's came out and he just says fake news and shit like that, and with Twitter and whatever. But yeah, if it's national security, man, it's got to be. I don't see any.
That's also, you got to be careful because that is a slippery slope. Because they throw out the word national security. I mean, do you guys remember the Patriot Act?
Right.
That was great.
Yeah.
The Patriot Act was great. They can spy on you all the time now. What a wonderful thing for national security.
Which they were doing anyway.
Yeah, but now they can legally do it. They were doing it illegally, and now they can legally do it.
How many people do you think got reprimanded pre-Patriot Act for the illegal use of what they were doing? Or did they just stand?
Zero.
Yeah, zero. We have no standard. We hold no standard to the people in positions of power. We just go, oh, this guy. Okay, cool. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Whenever he goes out of bounds, oh, well, they policed himself. We as a people are obligated under, which is why I don't know if it's the Constitution or the
Declaration of Independence.
Declaration of Independence. We are obligated as individual people to police our government. We do not police our own fucking government at all, ever.
And if you've listened to this podcast, man, I think people know clearly that that's how we feel. That we don't do that. And people know that, man. They truly do. Anyone who listens to this podcast knows specifically what you just said, man. We have made it prevalent. We've made it known time and time again.
Get angry. Get angry.
Eventually we will, man. Eventually it's going to happen. So,
dude, it's scary. I told you guys, I know you didn't have any more news stories lined up, some quick little story. It was crazy because we joke around and talk about like revolt and revolution and all this stuff we've talked about before on here. It was crazy to hear it from someone else. I was working the other day, and I had, I'm a bartender. I had a guest come in, sit down, and they were actually talking about how, like, man, there's going to be, like, a revolution or something. Like, something's going to go. This was, like, 2 weeks ago, and they're like, man, stuff is getting so bad that there's going to be a revolution. Something's going to go down. There's going to be, like, bloodshed, fighting, blah, blah.
Curious.
And that was from a random person that I didn't know. And I'm like, man, if that's from a random person I didn't know, not just me on the internet talking about it kind of thing, like, this is real, and this is something that is we're heading that direction.
So a question, and I think that this feeds into it, and you guys just let me know what you think.
I love questions.
I know that we're all in agreement that the president really is just a puppet. If you
I wouldn't say a puppet, I would say a face.
Yes, a face. But within what you just said, Johnny, if everyone were to do mail-in ballots, and everyone has to mail in because of the situation that we're in. Usually whenever a president is elected, you get the next day results, or even that night. You find out who's president. Okay. With mail-in ballots, you're talking weeks of finding out who president is.
I mean, it's corrupt either way.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just asking. Isn't that going to be crazy for the first time in our generation? We're not going to get that instant gratification of who our president is. We're going to have to wait just a little bit. God forbid Americans wait.
I mean, it's no different than finding out on November 4th compared to finding out on November fucking 28th.
Well, the thing is, though, and this is where it gets kind of weird, if the election results aren't ready by January 21st, I believe is the article I read from, I think it was the New York Times, then at that point, Trump would have to leave office.
What? I haven't heard that at all.
Yeah, because it's not official. You know, if not everything's in its place, then at that point that's where it could go.
I mean, you would have to have I can't say it right now. You would have to have an intermittent president, which would probably just default back to Trump.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. I forget how it wouldn't go to the Speaker of the House, which would be Nancy Pelosi. In time of death, I think that's who it goes to, is the Speaker of the House, right?
Vice President.
Vice President, then the Speaker of the House, or
I don't remember the change.
I don't either.
Succession.
Yeah, but I don't know either. But I don't know, man. It would just be crazy. I agree with the customer, man. Shit's gonna get crazy before it gets even better. Like you said, when all this COVID shit happened, Jesse.
I'm not saying anything's going on. I was just saying it was weird to hear it from someone else, like out of someone else's mouth, because we talk about it all the time. We joke around about it, blah blah blah. Other crazy people such as ourselves on the internet joke about it, but to actually hear it from another person, like just sitting down in front of me face to face, and they're like, man, I think a revolution's gonna happen. This shit's nuts. I'm like, that's like, I don't know. That's just nuts to hear it from someone else.
I want self-resolution or revolution, I should say. I deal with this all the time. Whenever I'm like driving in my car and I have horrible anxiety and I'm constantly focused on the past, something I cannot control. I'm finding myself, the older and older I get, all I do is put so much weight on the past, and it's only bad shit that fucking
stop
comes
doing
up.
that.
It's tough not to. It's tough not to. I legitimately think I have an anxiety issue. But the problem so much is we forget our potential and what we could be. I was literally sitting in Sonic today, like ordering some shit, and like multiple memories just popping into my head, into the past, and I'm so focused on what was. And I'm like, this is so stupid. I can't change that shit. I am who I am right now. Like I'm better from that shit, right? But it's super cringy. Like I think about like moments where I interacted with people and I was like a total fucking dick, and it just like hits me super fucking hard, and I'm like, oh my god, why was I like that?
Sounds like you have anxiety issues, man. We've talked about this.
Yeah, no, I know. And I'm like, why the fuck can't I just dream a little bit more, like how it was when I was a kid? I think, is that a thing of getting older, where you just focus to where now I have enough time under my belt, and I've done so many fucking things that really haven't added up to being anything good, to where I quit focusing on the future of what I could fucking be. How much of that is, maybe it's a male thing, I don't fucking know. I know girls are bigger dreamers than fucking guys. I really think that. I think guys focus way too much on, oh man, this is just where I'm at, and this was my past, and you know, man, this is what I got. I can't even tell you the last time that I dreamed of an idea. I can tell you it was back whenever I was 25, and I had to be sober, and I spent a year and a half sober, and coming up with, and my mind just started working differently, and as opposed to thinking on the past, I was thinking about the future. I'm there now to where I don't think about my fucking future. Dude, it's like, who gives a shit what I do tomorrow? Like, it's everything's so past fucking driven. I fucking hate it. I was like literally at Sonic. And you go, why can't I fucking just shut my eyes like how I was a kid and just think of some fucking cool shit that could be? You know what I mean?
I still do that. I don't know what the fuck I don't know
it is.
What you're doing.
Dude, it's like, dude, I'm losing it. I am losing it.
God,
I was gonna say there's probably like two reasons, and one is the fact that you brought up
so heavy.
I wouldn't say alcohol, but you literally brought up alcohol. You were the one who said it happened while you were a year sober, so that's on you, bro. We've talked about this in the past, but that's on you. You brought that up. I will say, ignoring the whole alcohol aspect of it, part of it comes with age, and I think it's the whole looking behind the curtain thing. When you're a kid, you're literally this sounds fucked up. When you're a kid, you're literally too dumb to even realize there is a curtain. You just see the Wizard of Oz. Your ignorance is bliss. You're out there. Everything's fucking great. The older you get, you start getting curious and you want to look behind the curtain. you start wanting to learn things, and you want to take a peek and realize that someone's running the fucking show kind of deal, and look behind the curtain and see what's going on. And then you reach the age that like we're at now kind of thing, and I can only imagine once we get older how crazy it fucking gets. But now it's like, okay, I want to be a kid again. I want to fucking close the curtain and be able to fucking close my eyes and dream like that. Now you can't close the curtain, though. You're stuck in that, like, no matter what you do, you can't avoid it. You're smart enough and old enough and wise enough to see that there's a man behind the curtain. You don't get the Wizard of Oz anymore.
You're at a point in your life where you have an opportunity to change
but you have to
the man who's running the show or the
realize
woman.
that.
Yeah. Dude, that's the one thing that's beautiful about the life that we live is the fact that you can wake up tomorrow and you can change everything. It's just up to you. It's up to me. It's up to whatever. If you want to change the world, anyone could. Anyone truly could. It literally, they just have to put forth the effort and not stop. Not stop. The amount of information that's within the phone that I have in my hand right now is more is more powerful than the rover that went to the moon for the first moon landing. That's fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like we have it all. Most people in Western civilization or you know what I'm saying? People in third world countries maybe not so much, but they still probably could. You know, people who are determined to find their way over here and they fucking make something for themselves. We all have that option, man. And I've talked about it in the podcast before. We have to want it. We don't. We're comfortable. We love living our comfortable life. And we're okay with the fact, Jesse, if you want to realize your dreams, then you'll realize your dreams, man. But we're just so complacent with what we're doing.
I get that.
We
It's
love
just
the
really,
comfortability.
It's really sad. And I understand, like, old people's mentality where they're, like, super just, at shit. You know, they go, like, oh, fuck Steve.
That'll be us, man. That'll be us.
I don't need to fucking know Steve.
I don't need no Steve.
I
I'm all
totally
friended up.
get that. I totally get that. Like, now, like, I'm not even fucking 30 yet. I hate this. And I don't ever, I swear to God, I used to dream of things I could do. Skateboarding, fucking so much bullshit. Like, oh, I could do this. I could be creative. Dude, I haven't had that in fucking... Dude, in like fucking 2 years.
It's called getting older. It sounds
I
like you're
don't
having
dream.
it sounds like you're kind of having like a midlife crisis right now.
Yeah, probably am. Midlife makes
Or what do you
sense.
call that? A quarter life crisis.
Well, midlife makes sense. I drink too much. So that's probably a midlife crisis. But I'm like, man, I used to dream of shit. I used to look at the future. I don't ever look at the future anymore. It's like literally just what have I done? What have I done? And then what am I doing today?
Well, that's your anxiety, man. We've talked about, and I don't want to get too much into this on the podcast because we are like having a podcast. Right
it's
now.
very true. What are your thoughts on energy drinks, Jesse? There's a big push on energy drinks right now, man. Saying people shouldn't do it. I've been an avid energy drink person probably since I was like 18 or 19 years old. And I haven't really seen any repercussions of that. Specifically the past year, maybe 2 years, I've not heavily, but maybe like one energy drink per day, except on my days off. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, because we're caffeine driven. We need that wake up. Like, is it hard for you guys to wake up in the morning?
No.
Like, when you wake up, are you just fucking up? Like, you're like a toddler? Like, like
I'm good to go, bro. When I wake up, I'm good to go.
I am if I'm working out.
But I'm kind of...
I will hop out of bed if I have had no alcohol and I'm at the gym, powerlifting, whatever the fuck I'm doing. I just hop out of bed.
Just hop out. Nothing, no problem, no issue. Alarm clock, or you just wake up, just regular?
It's way better to have a healthy diet, man. You're supplementing. Anytime you need caffeine to stay awake, your body's literally telling you something is off here. Like, you're tired. So you have to supplement it with caffeine. And then caffeine goes down its own fucking road because then you have to go through, like, caffeine fucking withdrawal.
Also, when your body's telling you you're tired, you should probably just go to sleep. Caffeine, you're literally forcing yourself to stay awake longer.
How do you get that mental clarity, though? Like, let's say you subtract caffeine from your diet and you live a healthy life and you eat. So if you literally just live a healthy lifestyle, you get that natural energy.
I think everybody's different, too, because I do not live a healthy lifestyle at all.
Because there was so much bullshit about diet. You'll watch a fucking YouTube documentary that says, oh, if you don't eat vegan, you're ruining your body. And then I've literally seen people that eat strictly meat, and it works perfectly fucking well for them, and they live a fucking healthy lifestyle too. So it comes down to fucking genetics. What works
I'm
for
saying
you?
it's different for everybody.
What group of what do you call the
Jordan Peterson literally talked about how whenever he went on a meat-based diet, cured his
I thought he
fucking
did
depression.
like paleo or whatever.
No, he went on a meat-based,
Just carnivore.
Just go back
like a carnivore diet, and cured his fucking depression.
when you go back before
And he wasn't fucking sad anymore.
when you go back to
Like-
the ancient civilization, whenever you had human beings at the time when they were just fucking just hunting animals and shit, hunter-gathering type shit, they were probably specifically eating mainly just meat, whatever they could kill. I'm sure they were eating fruits,
And berries and shit.
berries and shit. So you're saying specifically just meat and
No, he's saying that it. I mean, sorry, I don't want to speak for you, Jesse, but I think that he's saying it's different for every person. Genetics are different. Man, you could be. I've known people who have went super fucking vegan or vegetarian and been
Same. My
way
sister-
better off. And been way better off. And then you're talking about Jordan Peterson just eating meat and being way better off. I think it's
only
different.
meat. I think when they say the only meat diet, they specifically only eat meat, but they do add some other shit in.
Man,
there.
you're talking. It is literally different for everybody.
No, I know that, but when you say you're on the carnivore diet, you're probably only eating meat. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm just saying, how Jesse, you fucking went a hardcore year of sobriety, man, and
Year and a half.
a year and a half. You would never have ever needed an energy drink during that time?
No.
Just pure energy all
Couldn't
the time.
get my dick hard either.
Really?
Yeah, my testosterone was so low because I was losing body fat so quick.
Damn.
I was losing weight so quick that my sex drive went to a literal fucking zero.
But there's a
And-
balance, right?
Oh well, of course there's a balance. My personality's really weird. I have to do something in an extreme, like, which is so shitty. I hate myself for this, but I can never do something in any kind of what is it? Not mediocrity. What am I trying to say?
No,
you
that's
go
right.
hard in the paint, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever I have to, whatever I'm doing.
You don't half-ass anything. If you
I
do
don't-
something, you do it 100%.
I do it. If I drink, I fucking drink. If I'm sober, I'm fucking sober and working out. That's all of my attention's fucking on that. Throughout that time, that was harmful too because I wasn't prepping my food correctly. I was losing way too much fucking weight. I got super fucking lean, like super fucking lean. But literally, I wasn't like jerking off anymore. Not to be like too honest on the fucking podcast, but I like jerk off on like a healthy, regular fucking basis, like a man. But whenever I was going through that process of working out like 5 days a week, all of my diet's completely
But if
fucking
you were
restricted.
if you were to be in bed with a woman, you would have been able to perform the task.
No, wouldn't want
Bullshit.
it. No.
Damn.
You don't know what that's like. Your testosterone, I did research after I came out of it to where your testosterone just goes to fucking shit. You don't give a shit. Your body's in like survival. I literally was putting my body in like survival mode.
Which is what they did back in the day, but they still fuck because we wouldn't be here if they didn't.
Yeah, no, but
genetics were
dude,
I mean,
didn't give a
for
shit.
sure.
There was nothing else. There was nothing else but waking up at 5 a.m. I would listen to some motivational speakers as I made my 8 eggs and my unflavored oatmeal, like half a serving of that, and then fucking went to the gym on some pre-workout, fucking worked out, and then I had my 4 meals.
Your
planned out from
pre-workout
there.
didn't have caffeine in it?
Oh, it did. Heavy amounts. That's the only thing that kept me going was the pre-workout.
I'm talking
and then you have
about-
to cycle. Cycling off pre-workout is a fucking bitch.
So for the
'Cause
average
you have to cycle. You
for
have to
the
cycle that
for
shit.
the average day person who consumes one energy drink a day,
Mm-hmm.
is there a way out of that? To find
absolutely.
to still find that energy.
Absolutely, you just eat healthier, and you move your body. Literally, just move your body. You'll be good. Move your body.
But doesn't caffeine has a certain effect, doesn't it?
Oh,
or is it just
100%.
like imagination?
I think that part of it comes down to the fact that you need energy because you're not getting good sleep, and you're not getting good sleep because it falls back to what Jesse said about not eating well.
No, I get good
We
sleep.
all
man.
eat garbage.
I get good sleep. I get 8 hours a day, But
Yeah,
I'm at work.
Doesn't mean
I'm at-
those 8 hours are good.
But
though.
I'm at work, man. I'm like, fuck. I love the taste of caffeine. I love it because
Yeah,
I've
that's
loved it
because
for
it's
so
addicting.
long. Yeah.
Caffeine is like the most addicting
I love
fucking.
aspartame. I love aspartame. I love the taste of aspartame.
Fuck aspartame.
Give me
Caffeine
Diet
is one of the
Coke all
most
day.
like addicting fucking substances we have.
I just wish I could find that same energy without caffeine.
You can eventually. You just have to get off of it and then eat better.
You want to have in this society, you know how difficult and how strict you have to be with yourself, and it comes to standard. Like you set a standard for yourself, and you go, "This is what I'm gonna do." And then once you set that standard, and then you start raising that standard, and then you end up realizing how distant you become from other people, because this is not how society fucking works, kind of thing. I know I'm going off on a weird
No.
thing.
That plays. That's beautiful.
Nobody does what I did back in like 2016, where you literally planned out all your fucking meals.
There are people out there who do it for sure.
Oh well, yeah, they're
Small
fucking
percentage.
bodybuilders.
Yeah.
They're fucking bodybuilders, and they have to supplement that shit so much.
With caffeine, so you're right. They're not even doing it either.
Well,
they're not doing
dude,
it.
They're taking testosterone to make up for that shit. Dude, I wasn't taking any kind of steroid. Like, I could have maintained that lifestyle for a lot longer if I was taking steroids. Dude, my dick would not get hard. I was losing so much weight so quick working out. All my testosterone was being used for that, and I didn't even... Dude, I could give it... It was literally... I talked about the wasted time in my life where I literally looked the best, but didn't give a shit about girls. Like, I could have gotten so many girls, right? Like, I was single. I was, like, ripped as fuck. Like, I was so lean. But I
You could find
didn't
that-
give a shit. I
But,
didn't give a
mean-
shit. It was different. It was different. I was focused on this. And then once I was like, oh, man, I can drink again? Oh, and then it was all fucking, now it's drinking. Now it's drinking. Drinking's easy, man. Drinking
is.
is easy.
Yeah.
It's easy.
It is,
It's
man.
easy.
You literally pick up a cup and you...
Cheers.
It's like coffee, but different. But I don't know, man. I think that's crazy. The amount of energy drinks, and I don't think it's needed. I've never... I mean, you drink Red Bull every once in a while. I rarely
I don't
ever
really
see-
drink it.
I drink at least one Red Bull every day.
Really?
It's like
Yeah.
Jesse.
Damn,
I
bro.
live with Jesse. Jesse drinks a decent amount of Red Bull.
Did that just recently start happening? Like within the past year? Because I don't ever remember you
Yeah,
drinking energy
I mean,
drinks.
I feel like it's happened within the past year.
Yeah.
I would wake up and I'd go to Panera or I'd go to Starbucks and get a coffee, get a sandwich,
Sure,
whatever.
there it is,
And then get the coffee, wakes you up, you feel really fucking good. You feel really good.
That's what I'm saying. How do you supplement that? Even if you're... So you're saying...
I feel like I don't have that caffeine issue, but I'm also... Dude, I'm weird. We've talked about this. I sleep like 4 hours to 6 hours a night, and that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
And I think that there's a thing with sleep patterns. That there are people who can adapt to that type of sleep pattern.
Dude,
I
I sleep
couldn't do
like-
it.
Man, like the other day, I went to bed super early, which for me is like 10:30 or 11 o'clock, and I literally woke up at like 4 a.m. and
Damn.
was up. Was just like, got out of bed like, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing kind of thing. Played around on my phone, didn't do anything, was in the living room, went and took a shower, went to Sonic, got some food, came back, got ready for work. Like,
So
everybody,
your
but that was
energy-
my point earlier, is that everybody's different.
But your energy level is just probably just pretty neutral. It's just pretty... Because you never dabble with energy drinks, do you?
I mean, no, I like energy drinks, but
Okay.
I don't like. I never drink an energy drink because I'm like. I have seen people get a Red Bull because, like, people we work with, yourself probably included.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen people be like, "Man, I really need a Red Bull to get through the rest of this shift." Like, hey, when you get off work, can you go get me a Red Bull and bring it back so I can finish? I've never been like that or needed that. Once in a while, I'll drink a Red Bull because it tastes good. I like Red Bull and vodka because that's a fun way to get fucked up and have a good time.
It's amazing.
But I've never been in a state where I'm like, man, I need a Red Bull or I need a coffee to get through the rest of my.
I've never been that way either. I love the taste of it, though.
That's fine. That's
You know
that's
what I'm
called
saying?
a habit forming or addiction or whatever you want to call it.
I think like
I
I'm
mean,
addicted to
caffeine's
the...
super addictive. Don't get me wrong. I drink Diet Coke all the fucking time because it's what we have at our house.
You love the taste of it, right?
Yeah,
Are
become it's aspartame. We've become fucking.
Are you addicted to the aspartame or are you addicted to the taste?
I mean, aspartame is part of the taste.
But are you addicted to the taste of Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke or whatever it is?
No, because I could drink Diet Pepsi instead, or I could drink Diet Dr.
Right.
Pepper. It's the aspartame in it
It's the aspartame.
and the caffeine.
So
I mean, caffeine's addicting. That's what.
So for me, so check it out. I guess we're dabbling.
I was like, I don't know what you're getting at with your point.
I think
Paul.
we're dabbling into addiction now. Like for me, like when I smoke a cigarette, right,
Mhm.
and I'm just smoking it, like people are like, you're addicted to nicotine. Like you need nicotine. I've quit. I've smoked since I've probably smoked consistently since I was 17. So for about 14 years now.
Okay.
I have went through one period where I've went over a month without a cigarette.
Okay.
The first 3 days was tough, right? But for me, I tell myself I'm not addicted to cigarettes.
You for sure are.
No, I enjoy it.
No, you're for sure addicted.
No. I'm not. I'm not addicted.
You are.
I'm not addicted.
You are.
I enjoy it.
Yes, you enjoy it because you're addicted.
No. It's just part of me. It's who I am now.
That's what addiction fucking does, Paul.
Well, hold on. All right, so I'm
addicted too. I quit smoking for an entire. I started smoking when I was 14 years old.
Right.
When I was 18, I quit for an entire year. Some stressful shit went down with my family, and I ended up smoking 1 or 2 cigarettes again, just 1 or 2 with my fucking dad because some shit went down, and then I fucking picked it right back up again. Recently, I quote-unquote quit because I was a pack-a-day smoker, and then I went to only smoking now whenever I come over here on Sundays and hang out with you, and I'll have like 5 or 6 cigarettes for the week. That's it. But I still have the fucking Juul,
but
whatever.
hold on. What's wrong with enjoying smoking?
There's-
Why do you have to be addicted to it? Why can't you just enjoy doing it?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying, though, is the fact that you're saying that the most you've ever quit is a month, and you continue to do it because you enjoy it.
Right.
That is part of addiction. It literally changes, like it has a chemical effect on your brain to make you enjoy it. I can say the same thing. I can quit if I want to, but I really fucking enjoy smoking, so I don't want to quit.
Right.
That is literally addiction.
How's it addiction if you enjoy it?
That's like the definition of it.
What's the
because
definition?
it makes you enjoy it. That's the point.
So we're addicted to life.
What?
We're addicted to living.
Okay, the weird thing you're getting at is you can become addicted to anything.
Right.
There are healthier things to become addicted to. And you talk about passion. Like, where's your passion at? You know what I mean? Like, passion. So, enjoying something is one thing. But if you're passionate about something, passion can be destructive. Robert Frost talked about this in a poem. I'm not going to quote the poem, even though I can. Damn it, that sounded really fucking cocky right there.
No, go ahead, quote it, Jesse.
Yeah, quote it.
No, you can do it. Go for it.
Quote it.
Some say the world went in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that destruction, ice, is also great and would suffice. He's talking about the
Fire and Ice by
difference-
Robert Frost.
literally word for word. And I didn't do it. There should be more passion in there whenever I say that. But he talks about what being passionate and hating something. What's the difference? There is no difference. It holds it's destructive within itself. To hate and be passionate is the same thing. You hate something, and to be passionate about something is almost is the same amount of destructive. I'm probably butchering the actual overall analysis of the poem, and I love Robert Frost. He's my favorite poet. But passion, to be passionate, is something of addiction, and it's easy to get wrapped up into those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Paul, I can prove your addiction, and this isn't shade on you. This literally comes back on all of us. But the easiest way to prove it is to say that you just enjoy smoking, right? Like, you just enjoy it. You're not addicted. You just enjoy smoking.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case,
Then
you can give up. You can give up on enjoying something for 1 week. Just 1 week, and then you can go right back into enjoying it. So when we're done with this podcast, don't smoke while you're outside. Prove to me you're not addicted. Don't smoke while you're outside. Don't smoke while you're at work the rest of the week. Don't do any of that. No nicotine whatsoever. And then next week when we do a podcast, have a cigarette again and be like, I told you, Johnny, I wasn't addicted. I just enjoy doing it. See, I can take a week off. No big deal. You can't do that because you're addicted, and so am I.
Well, no, that's fine. Like,
why is addiction so, like, looked down upon?
Right. I mean, because some addiction causes death. Like early on.
No, there's bad addictions.
Early onslaught death. But
What's a good addiction?
eating healthy.
That's a good point. That's a valid
no
point.
good addiction. Whenever I talked about passion, it's your passion. You could be passionate for something. The whole idea is you start eliminating everything else. Passion is this. I'm going here. This is my passion. You start eliminating anything else that could sway you the other way. And you quit listening to reason.
That's dangerous, though. That doesn't sound like passion.
Passion is dangerous. Passion is dangerous.
I was going to say, that sounds dangerous.
Nobody ever understands the idea of being truly passionate about something. You end up giving so much for it. So fucking much for it. You don't even care about your own well-being. I'm passionate about A, and there's all these other fucking things happening around. It doesn't matter. I'm passionate. I don't think too many people have actually ever been passionate about something in
What do
their
you think?
life.
Like people in the NFL aren't passionate about playing football?
Oh, 100%.
Or are they just doing it for the check? Probably more the money than they are the sport.
No. There are some people that
It's the money.
there's a
man.
goal. There is a goal.
Okay, so imagine if you were to play.
I'm not passionate about fucking alcohol.
Hold on. If you were to play in the NFL and only make $70,000 a year, how many people would do it?
Plenty of fucking people.
Not enough. Not people like Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill.
Not to make it worthwhile.
No, you wouldn't have those
Because-
players. You're putting your body on the line. They're not passionate. They're passionate about that sport because they're making millions of dollars. Just for the same reason, we're passionate about the podcast, one, we want to spread knowledge to people. But if we were to make millions of dollars, we, of course, would be even more passionate
There's
about
this
it.
weird story that comes to mind. There was this guy talking about, I want to make a whole bunch of money. And he comes to a guy, and he goes, how do I make $1 billion? I'm just throwing this out there.
Mhm.
He's like, how do I make $1 billion? And he goes, drive to the ocean with me. They go to the ocean. They get out on the beach, and he goes, what do you want to do? He goes, I want to make $1 billion. He goes, all right, swim. Start swimming. And he starts swimming. And then eventually, like, the oceans were too much, and he fucking came back. He's like, no. He goes, I thought you were passionate about making $1 billion. Go back out there. Go back out there. He goes, I can't. He goes, I'll die. He goes, go back out there. Swim some fucking more. Fucking comes back. He's like, I can't. He's like, no, swim more. That's not enough. It's not enough for $1 billion. If you really want to know how to make $1 billion, go and swim some more. He goes, I can't fucking do it. And he goes, then you really don't want $1 billion. You have to swim until you don't even care about your own life. That's passion. Passion is you don't give a shit what happens to you as long as you're going for your goal. Fucking swim. Fucking storm. Fucking waves. Don't ever turn back. Don't ever turn back. Keep going. Keep going. You really want it? Keep going. He was like, passion is wanting more, something more than life itself. Keep going than your life. Keep going then. Keep going. That's true passion.
Yeah, but
very
eventually-
few people fucking experience that shit or have the will to fucking do so.
Passion for money in that instance is like you can keep swimming all you want. If he could go in circles and just swim in circles, like that would
Swim
be fine.
until you drown. He's like, die for it. Hey, that $1 billion.
But then you can't enjoy that $1 billion. So what's the point?
It's not what it's about. It's about the mentality.
Right.
It's about
I get
the mentality.
I get
want
what you
it
just
more.
said. I love the story. That's a beautiful story.
Want it more
Right.
than life itself. You want to drown in a storming sea? That's what passion is. You want to be like these other people? Do what they've done. Swim through the fucking ocean and not give a fuck whether or not they come out alive or not. They have an end goal and doesn't fucking matter. Go and fucking do it then. Keep swimming.
Yeah. Passion, baby.
That's passion. Nobody ever fucking has it anymore. It's too watered down.
Nah, fuck that noise.
Well, we're at an hour and 10 minutes, man. That was beautiful. I loved each and every moment of that podcast, man.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Remind me of the good old days. It was just us talking to ourselves.
It's been 6 weeks since it's been us, man. 6
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah. No, but I mean, even then, it reminded me of even older podcasts because we were literally like, I kind of forgot about the camera there for a second. I was just like, just talking to you, you know?
Yeah. Same. But the camera's still on this time. Sorry, John, by the way. If you're listening, last week it shut off.
I still edited it. It was still solid. We still saw him. It was good.
Good.
It was smooth.
Good. Figuring shit out, man. Talk junkies, baby. Share this fucking video kind of shit.
Sure. Share it.
Share it, man. If you're passionate about Talk Junkies, you'll share this fucking video,
Nobody's
man.
passionate about Talk
There are
Junkies.
plenty of people out there who are passionate about Talk Junkies, baby. Mainly me, because I don't.
Be passionate about yourself first.
Oh, I am, man. I am. Don't worry about that. I hope you guys watch this video, like this video. There's a lot of good information in this video. Mainly just information based off our opinions, but still good information.
There were a couple of factual tidbits in there.
Yeah.
Here and there. We'll have some links for in the bottom. I'll send Paul some shit.
Yeah.
It's rough doing just like our shit because we'd have nobody to fucking like bounce ideas.
We're used to guests now.
Yeah.
We hang out a lot. Like us three, like we hang out a lot.
You two hang out a lot. I hang out with you guys once a week, man.
Dude, me and Johnny fucking play video games together.
Yeah.
That's all we fucking do.
Either way, man, I hope you guys like this video and just contribute, man. The biggest thing you guys can do, honestly, even if you don't like the video or even share the video, is just comment, man.
Or donate $1 million.
Yeah, donate $1 million.
Fuck that. We don't need $1 million.
Specifically, just comment on the video. I enjoy that. There's nothing better than randomly at work when it's like 4 or 5 p.m. and it's the middle of a rush and at the restaurant, and I go out and smoke a cigarette. And I just see a notification on my phone, and it's like someone commented on one of your videos. I'm like, that's fucking tight.
No, I
man.
love seeing the comments.
Yeah, I love it.
I really
man.
do.
That's where it's at. So just keep on commenting, man. Obviously, if you share or like the video, that'd be awesome too. But to all our junkies out there, you don't want to end it like that.
No, I wanted to say
soft.
some more things, man.
Say it
But
then.
No.
Say it.
No.
Go
Don't,
real quick.
Man, focus on your fucking future. You have so much fucking worth. Everybody who listens to this or who's listening to this right now, you have so much fucking worth in this world. Don't be hung up on the past. You have a bright future. Put some effort into it, and it will work out. So, yeah.
Do all
the
those things, man. And it's hard. What Jesse just said, it's hard to do those things. Believe me, the past like 2 weeks, I've been trying to do those things, and it's extremely tough. But we have that ability to do that. That's the most beautiful part about being a human being. So try and do those things. And Johnny, you got any lasting words?
Nah, bro.
No.
Nah, that's good. I mean, what Jesse said. Passion, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. Get on Facebook, get on Instagram, get on Twitter, get on TikTok before it's banned. Share the fuck out of Talk Junkies, baby. Share the shit out of it. Hit that like button. Smash the fucking like button to all our junkies out there.
Stay fly and ring the bell.